Kevin sent you a real treat. Goldberg, welcome.
What's going on, man?
This coffee cup looks like a teacup next to you.
Yeah, you know, I've never drank tea.
176 matches in pro wrestling, undefeated, NFL career. You're with a group of some of the most nasty-looking guys I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But there's a sweet side in there.
Yeah, are you talking about my Humane Society side?
Just gotten married.
Yeah, hey, you know, we all got to get married once in life. You know?
So here's this tough guy. You're on a movie set in Canada. When did you first see her? Because she was on the set, wasn't she?
She actually was a stunt woman on set, and we had a little scene together, and I couldn't even look her in the eye. It was pretty amazing. I knew right when we
Really?
met. Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. And you know, I've done a lot of stuff in my life, and being a tough guy is great. But being able to show that other side to somebody, you know, is really cool. And we're having a great time, man. We've been married for about a month and a half, and fortunately we're very busy, but unfortunately we have yet to go on a honeymoon. So,
Now,
ladies out there,
the ladies
I'm sorry,
are saying,
man.
"Hey,
I'm sorry,
well, get
you
your
know.
priorities straight."
Hey, she's a stunt woman. It was her idea, okay?
How did you propose?
God Almighty, how did I propose? We were in a hotel in, was it Seattle? No, Vancouver, maybe? I don't even know.
You got to remember these details.
We were in a hotel in Vancouver, and if it wasn't Vancouver, I'm saying it was Vancouver. No, we were at a hotel in Vancouver, and she just got out of the shower, and maybe that had something to do with it. But
Were you nervous?
I wasn't nervous. I wasn't nervous at all. It wasn't anything I planned, and I didn't even have a ring.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've done everything very non-traditional. I mean, no question about it. I had no ring. I got down on my knees and I asked her to marry me.
That's the right touch.
It was totally spontaneous. I mean, that's what it should be.
Well, take us back. Non-traditional. You talk about a non-traditional path. Your dad is a Harvard-educated doctor. You grow up in Tulsa. What kind of I mean, we know you go to the NFL. We know you go to wrestling and now movies. But was there pressure for you to be a doctor?
Fortunately, I had two brothers who tread before me, and they both played football. And from birth, the only thing I was destined to do was be a member of the National Football League, I hope. But I had hoped. Yeah, there really wasn't any pressure. There was more pressure for my mom to be a concert violinist than there was for my dad to be a doctor. No, I'm kidding.
Really?
But no, there was never any pressure from him. None whatsoever.
learn?
I was born in a football helmet, for God's sake.
What did you learn? Because to get to the top is not easy, that journey. But what do you think it was that was instilled in you when you were young that you've got you through?
There's so many things, man. There
Yeah.
really is. I was destined to succeed because I want to work 100% towards my goal. I want to set a goal. I don't want anybody in the world to tell me I can't do it. Although it is nice when a couple people do, because that drives you even more. But you know, the fact is you have to believe in yourself, and you can't set limits on yourself, and you always have to strive to succeed. And you treat other people how you'd like to be treated. Boy, there are a lot of lessons in that, aren't there?
Right.
But it's very, very simple. I mean, we live in a very complex world, and there's a lot of crap going on that I don't condone. A lot of people don't condone, with the crime and everything that's going on in this world. There's some strange things, and it all can be reverted back to very simple and very basic lessons that you should have been taught by your parents. You know, it's very simple. I'm a Midwest guy. I grew up in Oklahoma, and my biggest thing is you try to treat people how you'd like to be treated, and everything else takes care of itself. And it's very simple. It's just that simple.
That's good advice, unless you're in the ring with this guy.
I knew that was coming. I thought about it after I said it.
But you have always surrounded yourself with successful people or sought them out to learn. You know, saying, hey, I have to learn from others. Never, I'm the best, whether it was in wrestling when you first started. But
humility, man, humility, you know.
But the part is, you went out and you've befriended Burt Reynolds, who you call a mentor. Tell me about that relationship that bonded during this movie.
Well, firstly, my wife had the pleasure of working on a movie set with him prior to me even meeting Burt. And I was very jealous about that. But I walked up to Burt immediately and I said, you know, I admire you, I love you. You know, as a kid, you were an idol of mine. I mean, you grew up in Georgia, Trans Am, Smokey and the Bandit, Longest Yard. I mean, come on. I mean, you're a man's man. My first car was a Trans Am. I wanted to play football. I did play football. Knowing that Burt Reynolds is a friend of mine is just the coolest thing on the planet.
Yeah.
And like I said, I walked up to him. I said, Burt, nice to meet you. You did a movie with my wife. She says hello, and I turned off. I turned away and walked off, and he comes up to me and he says, Goldberg, you know what? He says, I respected you before, but now that you're married to Wanda, I respect you even more. Because evidently, Tom Berenger and Burt were beating her up for 2 or 3 days, on this movie set. And it's just an honor. I mean, I got in a plane with Burt, along with my wife and Romanowski and a couple other guys, and we flew from L.A. to Tallahassee just to watch the homecoming game in Florida State, and turned right back around and flew back.
Where he was a running back.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it wasn't just to show his beautiful pictures off, on the wall, and have us, talk to Bowden, but the guy's been through a lot. He really has. He's been through a lot.
What did you learn from him? I mean, in as far as your movie presence?
Persistence, first of all.
Right.
Persistence, having the confidence in yourself, not necessarily listening to your critics all the time, for sure, because there are a lot of people out there that want to see you fail. And just be true to yourself. That's how Burt is, and it's just an honor to know that I'm a friend of his.
Now you've got some of the, and I want to use this word in a polite way, but some of the nastiest guys on the planet, known for wrestling, known for football, known, for rap music, all these guys. What was this set like? I mean, do they call action and everyone just obeys, or it took a little while to get going?
Anytime you're on a Happy Madison film set, or you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, Adam Sandler. If you take just Adam and realize that he's going to be the ringleader on set, and you don't even have any supporting cast, it's going to be hilarious anyway. Once you understand that you have Tracy Morgan, Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, Joey Diaz, Nick Turturro, that's a plethora of comedians, and there's no question that from scene to scene you're going to be laughing, and it's going to be very tough when that red light comes on. To keep a straight face, especially Tracy in those
Right.
transvesite scenes.
That was
a
awesome.
lot of fun.
We talked to him just last week. Real fun character, but you're easy to find in the movie because you're the only football player I've ever seen that has an X on the jersey.
Boy, that's an awesome thing, isn't it? That should tell you a little bit about the character. It was an honor. It was an honor. Like I said before, Adam left me out of his first 2 Hanukkah songs, and as a Jewish kid, who tries to be a role model for the little Jewish kids out there, man, I was pretty upset. So we had a nice little talk, and he and Peter Siegel formulated this part for me, and I think that I'm very appreciative.
Well, we're appreciative of the movie. It's awesome. I've enjoyed it, laughed all the way through. The cameo appearances throughout are really awesome.
Cool.
And you guys really reflected back on that old movie, The Longest Yard, really kept similar to the storyline, but just a little more modernized.
Well, I mean, the original was great. It was my favorite movie as a kid. It was many, many people's favorite movie growing up. I think it was 1974. And to be honest, I mean, I've seen the movie 30 or 40 times. And it wasn't to prep for this movie. And to have Burt on set, to have Al Ruddy, who was the original director, on set to reference us, and to have their blessing, that was an honor. And we didn't try to go out and make The Longest Yard better.
Right.
We just tried to give another generation another Longest Yard to grow up with, like I did when I was a kid. And,
now I have to ask, as we close out the interview, and thank you for your time. Now you showed us your softer side, this good-looking guy, but tell me about this face that you can create. Who helped you create this?
That face,
scary.
Man, that face, I don't know where that thing came from. My mom said, if you walk around the house and continue to look like that, you're going to stick that way. And I guess that's how I was when I was a kid. I was like that all the time. I don't know, but it was basically a spur of the moment thing. It was. I didn't plan any of my stuff in wrestling. I really didn't. I mean, I planned obviously what I wore, but as far as like mannerisms and stuff, it's just me. I just went out there and I unleashed the fury.
Very successful career.
Thank you.
College football, NFL, wrestling, now in the movies. What advice would you give to any of us pursuing our dreams?
Just like I said, find something you like to do. whether it be profitable or not. It doesn't matter, because life is too short, man.
It is.
It really is. There's no reason that, purely for monetary reasons, that you should ever do anything that you don't enjoy doing, because you have to go home to your family. You have to be able to look yourself in the mirror and be happy with not only what you do, but who you are. And there are twists and turns along the way. There's no question about it. It's how you respond to adversity. It's how you kick out of a bad situation. And don't let anybody ever tell you that you can't do something. And just have the confidence in yourself to give 100% and not stop until your goal is met. And it's all about treating people how you want to be treated, and understanding that you have to be proud of yourself. And that's it. It's that simple.
That's simple. Well spoken. Goldberg, thanks so much. Good luck.
My pleasure.
Not only with this movie, you got a TV show project, you got a lot going on, you got a wife you need to go on a honeymoon with,
Yeah,
hint, hint.
and have a kid, all that kind of stuff.
You'll be a busy man, sure. Thanks so much. More
You
Cafe
got it.
Central when we return. Thank you so much for watching. Are you tired of negative news? We are.
And that's why we're creating a movement.
By keeping it real.
With what you need to know.
It's more than what's happening.
It's bringing hope back to our lives.
So go to conntv.com and join our movement.